Christmas a few years ago, we did something we've never done before. Instead of our traditional Christmas morning of opening presents, we left on a fun trip that we've been secretly planning for months. We spent 7 adventure-filled days in beautiful San Diego, California, making memories as a family. First, I'll share the complete cost breakdown of our entire San Diego adventure. I'll share my best secret for getting the sweetest deals on all of the attractions. Then I'll move past the prices and give you the inside detail of the fun and unique adventures we had in San Diego. Finally, I'll share the fun way we presented this amazing alternative to our traditional Christmas morning to our kids. The surprise and mystery really added to the fun. By the end, you'll be ready to start planning your very own adventure. I might be gearing up for another family adventure right as I'm recording this. Hi, I'm Stephanie from 6 Figures Under. I share frugal inspiration and financial motivation so you can pay off debt and reach your financial goals. If frugal family travel is up your alley, then you're going to want to follow along. Okay, our San Diego trip cost was $4,260. We have a family of 8. At the time of the trip, our kids were ages 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and 14. We love travel and adventure, but are always very conscious of how we spend our money. I actually really enjoy the challenge of planning trips for our family while sticking to a budget. For the actual transportation costs, we spent $424. When we were deciding where to go on our Christmas trip, we made sure it was somewhere that we could easily drive so that we wouldn't have to pay for airfare or rent a car. We wanted to save as much money as possible for the fun part of our trip. We live about 9 hours north of San Diego, which makes for an easy day of driving. This cost includes gas, tolls, and parking. If you want to look at it on a per-person basis, it comes out to $53 per person for travel costs. Next, accommodations. We spent $1,828. We knew that aside from the entertainment, the accommodations would be our most expensive part of the trip. We stayed 2 nights in a hotel in Buena Park. With 8 in our family, we have to get 2 hotel rooms. 2 rooms for 2 nights totaled $370. We spent the last 5 nights of the trip in an Airbnb in Chula Vista, which cost $1,458. One of my secrets for finding a good deal on Airbnb is to book well in advance so you have time to keep an eye on the market. Save the places you're interested in. In a popular place like San Diego, it's not unusual to find a new host who is offering a 20% off discount for the first few guests. On our past several trips, we've been able to do this, and it has saved us a significant amount of money. This averages out to $261 per night, or about $33 per person per night. Food, $0. We didn't want food to take up any of our trip budget. We did buy food to eat, but we used our normal monthly food budget for eating on our trip, so food costs no more than if we were at home. We got creative and brought lots of food and snacks from home. We didn't eat out besides grabbing pizza once, and we didn't buy food in any of the parks. We brought water bottles and snacks with us everywhere that would allow it. The hotel we stayed in for the first 2 nights had an awesome continental breakfast. We brought bread and sandwich makings and snacks for all of our outings. Dinners were also low-key and often eaten on the go. For the majority of the trip, we stayed in an Airbnb, so we had a kitchen to cook dinner, eat breakfast, and prepare lunches to bring with us. Not having to include any extra budget for eating out when we're on a trip is a major money saver. For some people, eating out is a big part of being on vacation, but that's not a priority for us. Since eating out isn't something our family is accustomed to, we don't feel like we're missing out on anything. Saving money on food really brings down the total cost of the trip. Entertainment, $2,008. I spent a lot of time researching all the entertainment options in San Diego. The city and the surrounding area has so much to offer. Any one of the cool places we went to would have been an awesome trip that everyone would have enjoyed on its own, but since we were driving a longish way, we wanted to make the most of our time and see as much as possible while we were in San Diego. I started researching prices of some of the places I thought we might go, and I looked at how to get the best deals. I made a spreadsheet to compare the various programs, passes, and discounts. The deal that stood out as the best was Go City. With Go City's all-inclusive pass, you can choose how many days you want the pass to last, then all of the attractions are covered for those consecutive days. Of course, it would be impossible to do everything on the pass, but you'll easily get your money's worth and then some. I'll show you that in a minute. The Go City Pass is super convenient and easy to use since it's on an app on your phone. My husband and I had access to all of our kids' passes on our phones, so we could easily swipe through as they're scanning at the gate. The app also has a map so you can see what attractions are near each other. Go City has passes for 30 different cities all over the world, so if you're headed to another popular world destination, you'll want to check out Go City. I'll leave a link below. We loved it so much that I contacted them afterwards and asked for a coupon code for my followers, which I'll also share down below. The San Diego Go City Pass also includes some big attractions that are a bit of a distance from San Diego, so we hit some of those on our way down. Here's where we went and the standard admission price per person if we didn't have the Go City Pass. After I break down these prices, I'll give some details about the places themselves. Day 1, we went to Knott's Berry Farm, which normally would be $99 a person. Day 2, we went to Newport Beach. They had a whale and dolphin watching cruise that normally is $56 per person. And then we went to the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, which is normally $72 per person. On day 3, we went to Sesame Place, normally $100 per person, and Speed Circuit, normally $59 per person. On day 4, we did a San Diego pier fishing guided tour, which is normally $75 per person. It included all the fishing equipment and everything. We also went to the USS Midway aircraft carrier, which is normally $31 per person. And then we spent the whole evening at the San Diego Zoo, which is normally $72 per person. On day 5 of our pass, we went to SeaWorld, which is normally $109 per person. Then the Fleet Science Center with an IMAX theater, which is normally $24 each. And then we spent the whole evening till late in the night at Belmont Park Ride and Play, which is normally $54 per person. In 5 days, we went to 11 different attractions. The total regular admission price for all of those attractions would have been around $750 per person, or $6,000 for all 8 of us. Of course, I would have never paid regular price, but it gives you an idea of how big of a savings the Go City Pass was for us. Instead, we paid $2,008 for Go City passes for all eight of us, which comes out to $251 per person. At the time I purchased our passes, there was a special discount on kids passes. They always have some sort of sale going on, and I have a coupon code that you can stack with whatever sales they're doing. So, like I said, I'll share that below. In order to make the most of our passes, I planned out our days very strategically so we weren't wasting time driving around. I made a spreadsheet with the opening and closing times of the different attractions, addresses, and the cost for parking if there was one. So here are our San Diego attractions, a little summary of the 11 attractions that we went to with our San Diego Go City passes. Some of them are in a larger radius around San Diego, and some of them are close together in the heart of San Diego. The attractions included on the pass change periodically, so be sure to check what's currently included as it might have changed. Okay, first, Knott's Berry Farm. Knott's Berry Farm is about an hour and a half north of San Diego, but it's still included on the San Diego Go City Pass. Since we were coming from the north, we decided to start our trip here. Of the 11 attractions, this is the only one we had been to before. We've all enjoyed the rides and shows at this theme park in the past, and we knew our way around, so we were excited to go straight to our favorites. Unfortunately, the day after Christmas is apparently one of their busiest days of the entire year. In the past, we haven't had to wait in very long lines, so we were super disappointed to spend much of the day waiting, which made this our least favorite experience of all the places that we went on our trip. Newport Beach Whale and Dolphin Watching Cruise. This 2.5-hour cruise was a big hit with our family. The cruise came with a free beverage ticket. We all got hot chocolate with whipped cream and free binocular rental. We weren't there at the right season to see whales, but we got to see lots of dolphins chasing and playing around the boat. The double-decker ship has plenty of seating, perfect for watching marine life. The crew shared their knowledge about ocean animals as we went. Our kids still talk about how cool it was to see dolphins in the wild. Next was the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. The Zoo Safari Park is about 40 minutes away from the San Diego Zoo. The safari park encompasses 1,800 acres of land, which allows the animals to thrive in a natural-like habitat. Our favorite part was the 30-minute tram ride through the park, which is included with admission, where a guide taught us about African animals and the challenges they face. We saw giraffes, rhinos, ostriches, zebras, gazelle, antelope, and more. We explored the rest of the park, which included areas featuring lions, tigers, elephants, gorillas, and Australian animals. Next, we went to Sesame Place. As a big fan of Sesame Street personally, I made sure that even my big kids had fun at this amusement park that is geared toward younger kids. We rode all the rides, which had essentially no lines at all. Since it was December, all of the water slides and pools were closed, but we all agreed that they looked like a lot of fun. We watched a character show and attended the parade. We had a lot of fun there. Speed Circuit. Speed Circuit ended up being even more fun than I expected. While we waited for our turn on the go-karts, we played in the trampoline zone, which included inflatable human hamster balls, aerial silks, a foam pit, zip line, ropes courses, and a trampoline knockout game. Everyone had a blast. The idea of the human hamster balls had me feeling super claustrophobic, so I held off trying it for a long time, but when the kids finally convinced me to do it, I had so much fun. The kids loved the gas-powered go-kart racing, though it made me a little nervous to have my children racing around and crashing at high speeds, and I think I got whiplash. San Diego Pier Fishing. We have some kids who are very interested in fishing, and some who are decidedly not. So we split up on this one. Mike took 4 of the kids pier fishing, while I took the other 2 on a walk. Mike and the kids had a 2-hour guided fishing experience. The guide brought all the fishing poles, tackle, and bait, so we just had to show up. The USS Midway. The USS Midway is a retired aircraft carrier that has been turned into a museum. Admission includes an audio tour headset, so you can learn about the exhibits on your own, in whatever speed you want, whatever order you choose. We couldn't get over how enormous the Midway was. On the flight deck, we got to climb in planes and helicopters. We toured the main control center and the captain's quarters. I was amazed by the lower decks that housed and fed the 5,000 sailors on board this city at sea, while it was in service from 1945 to 1992. The San Diego Zoo. The San Diego Zoo has so much to see. We were grateful for the trams and gondola, the Skyfari aerial tram is what it's called. They helped us get around. We saw kangaroos, koalas, hippos, elephants, exotic birds, and so much more. As the sun went down, we somehow gravitated to a super fun playground with lots of water features. It may have been December, but we left with all 6 kids soaked head to toe. They were freezing in drenched jeans, but we stayed until closing time because they were having so much fun. SeaWorld. We started the day at SeaWorld by hitting all of the rides and coasters while the lines were short. Mike and I took turns with the big kids and little kids since our younger ones weren't tall enough for many of the fast rides. Thankfully, there were lots of fun rides for the younger ones too. We went to the animal shows and exhibits also. When we got to the killer whale show, the only seats left were front and center in the soak zone. In the summer, they would have been the best seats in the house, but not in December. But knowing that our kids didn't mind getting soaked, they were perfect seats. Fleet Science Center IMAX. We didn't spend much time exploring the Science Center, we just went for the IMAX movie about Antarctica. It was a great way to relax after doing lots of running around throughout the day. Then in the evening, we went to Belmont Park Ride and Play. Since Belmont Park is open late, We just planned to arrive by 5:30 so that we could get in with our Go City passes and stay for the rest of the evening. Belmont Park is a beachfront amusement park. The Go City passes got us wristbands that allowed us to enjoy everything, including laser tag, mini golf, climbing wall, ropes course, historic wooden roller coaster, carousel, bumper cars, zip lines, and lots of fun rides. Everyone had a blast and didn't want to leave. The location was clean and outdoors, but it felt like it was indoors because everything was so close and convenient. Here are a few of the other attractions available on the San Diego Go City Pass that were high on our list, but that we didn't fit into our final itinerary or wouldn't have worked out well with our range of kids at the time. La Jolla full-day snorkel rental or bike rental or surfboard rental. Legoland, California. Plunge San Diego, which is a pool with like a floating obstacle course. Asylum outdoor bouldering. UTC Ice Sports Center. The range of great things to do with the San Diego Go City Pass is really incredible. I'll leave a link below to check out all the attractions currently available with the Go City Pass. Okay, now for the surprise. Instead of spending Christmas Eve wrapping presents, I wrote a poem to explain our plan. To make it stand out, I printed each stanza on a separate sheet of paper, then taped them on a giant whiteboard covered with wrapping paper. Because there weren't the normal presents under the tree, no one missed the poem. Here was the poem that I wrote. Where are the presents? They're not in the sleigh. You won't open them in the usual way. Instead, there are clues so you can find out what this Christmas surprise is all about. Don't cry and feel glum, no need to feel sad, but get your bag packed, there's fun to be had. To know what to bring, in each stocking's a list. Please check it twice so no items are missed. The littles need help, all their things to find. The schedule is tight so we can't get behind. When bags are all packed, get your Sunday clothes on. Then after church, the next clue's on the lawn. After some initial confusion, who gets up early on Christmas morning to pack a suitcase, everyone got excited and packed their bags to get ready for our trip. Once everyone was packed and ready for church, Christmas was on a Sunday this year, we opened the presents that the kids had given each other and us. After church, the kids found the next clue, which we had sneakily hidden on the lawn at the church. They still weren't sure where we were going, which was part of the fun of it. This was the next clue. We've got lots of things, a house full of stuff, but one thing there surely just isn't enough is time spent together. You're growing up fast. Let's make some new memories, good ones that will last. We can't say too much, but we won't go by plane. Mostly the car, by foot, boat, and train. We drove for about 7 hours. I wrapped up some special treats for the car ride. Every hour we would open a package along with another clue about our trip. Most treats were things that we could eat in the car, but we also gave our family a nice portable Bluetooth boombox speaker so that we could better listen to our audiobooks and music on our trip. With each clue, the kids had different guesses about where we were going. We had fun making each part of a trip part of the surprise. I packed umbrellas and ponchos because the forecast said we would have rain most days, but the only rain came perfectly timed, right as we were driving out of the city to head home. We even got to see this beautiful rainbow as we drove out of the city. Our 2022 Christmas trip to San Diego will go down in the books as one of our most memorable family adventures. It's safe to say that no one was disappointed to not have presents under the tree. Go ahead and hit subscribe and follow along if you want to hear more about our frugal family trips and how we save money on our fun family vacations.